Please introduce yourself to the Dignitas fans.
So, hello to whoever watching this video. My name is Rigby, Rohan, and I will be your head coach for the Dignitas on the upcoming 2025 LTA.
First of all, how do you feel about finishing your service, and what made you decide to jump right back into LoL esports?
So, to begin with, I basically think that I was pretty lucky because my service ending period kind of matches with the start of 2025 season. So it was kind of really natural for me to come back to league scene as soon as I'm done with my duty. It's been quite long for me, probably not for like outsiders, but like a year and 9 months has been long for me. And then within those time, I was always feeling how I like this game. I love this game, and how I just want to get back and do better after my service is done. So it kind of came natural to me. Just working and then serving my duty without any league related stuff has been a pain in my ass. And then since now it's over, I'm just getting back to the place where I used to be, and then getting back to the place where I excel at. And then I'm just waiting to create like a memorable results since I've been away for nearly 2 years. I need to prove myself again, and then I just want to make that happen in the upcoming 2025 season.
So for this year's off season, and there were even rumors that you were in talks with T1. I don't exactly know where that came from, but the rumor is still out there to join their 2025 coaching staff. So can you tell us what your off season was like, and first of all, if you can debunk that myth, is it true, is it false, and what ultimately led you to join Dignitas?
So I'll just basically give you guys like an outline of how my off season went. So basically, at the place that I work in for serving the military, I have been given permission that I can look for teams that I will work after my duty around August and September. And then since Western teams off season starts relatively fast, I have been getting like some EU offers and then some LCS offers. But honestly, since I'm like back from the duty, and then honestly, since my goal as like a head coach is basically to win worlds at some point in my career, I actually wanted to look for LCK offers, and then that's why I have been like delaying the offers from the Western teams until around like November, where Worlds finals are over. But I can't tell you like which teams made me offers and which teams did not, but there were some LCK offers, like 2 to 3 offers, near like second week of November. But at that time, thankfully, like Dignitas has already delayed the signing of my contract until that point for a really long time, since it has been around for like 1 or 2 months. And I was under a verbal agreement, and then since it was that late of a period of signing a contract, I have declined the LCK offers, and then I decided to join Dignitas. And for the reason I joined Dignitas is that, so since it's my first year after coming back from military duty, the foremost thing that I looked into were having like a comfortable environment with some type or a good amount of authority in a team, that I can create a team that I want, and then to create a team where me and my players can mutually agree upon like a lot of things and then grow upon together without any other thoughts taking part in. And then since Dignitas was a team that I have been on 2019, there has been probably like a lot of changes, but there are still some people that I used to work with beforehand. So that was like a good thing for me. And then among the offers that I received, Dignitas, like personally, I felt like Dignitas is the team that wants me the most. They were willing to bring in the facilities, or willing to bring in all type of like factors that I think I need in order for Dignitas to have like a successful 2025 season. And then also Dignitas was really for on bringing the players that wanted to work with me. And then since like in the off season, there were certain players that wanted to work with me in 2025, and then I had some players that I want to work with in the upcoming season. And then it just felt like Dignitas felt like the best place for all of us to join and then try to like aim for our goal. So that's why.
Can you share over your overall thoughts on the roster?
So to begin with, Surdy will be joining as a top laner for Dignitas in the upcoming season. He has been with me on Evo Geniuses on my time in 2022. And I'm really excited to work with him, and I do know that he is also excited to work with me as well, because we didn't share like a lot of time in the past, but he has been taking part in the World's Tour in 2022 as like a sixth man. And then in that period, he was always at the office taking active participation on the feedback process or solo queue process or like drafting process as well, even though he wouldn't be on stage. And then on my time with him there, I kind of felt how serious Jat is in becoming like a LCS pro player. And then it's been 3 years after that. He probably had like a lot of improvement, or he put like a lot of effort by himself to become a better player. And then I personally think that Jad is ready to become the top laner and to be a successful top laner for LCS or LTA North in the upcoming split. The thing that I like him about the most is that what I feel that is important for players to succeed is to have like a lot of questions. Because like having a lot of questions is not just like having a lot of questions, but you listen to the conversation ongoing that you take part in, and then you think for yourself, and then you have questions within your head, and then asking that with like an active mindset is what I saw from like a lot of successful players throughout my career. And then I think that key factor in succeeding is within Jud's personality. I've heard like a lot about his mechanics. I have seen it myself too. I know how serious he approaches the game. I have been talking with him from time to time, even though I was in military duty and Jad was on another team. So I think if we go to the same team together, we were pretty sure that we would really synergize well. And for me to have like a successful career with Dignitas, and then for Jad to have like a successful debut as a top laner for LTA. And for like, as far as I know, our mid laner will be Kaney. He used to play in LCK, LLA, and etc. He has been playing abroad after his time in LCK. And the reason why I chose to bring him was, first of all, his performance at Worlds was kind of seemed really good in my eyes, because, you know, I used to be on the same team with him before, around like 3 to 4 years ago. And then the performance that he showed at Worlds was far beyond than the level of player that I knew in the past. So, and then especially since that performance was against 100 Thieves who made to Worlds, he showed what he's capable of against a possible opponent in the upcoming year. So that's why I thought having him as a mid laner to showcase his skill, and then make the team to do better was like an important part of him. And then second part that I would like, that I liked about Kaney joining was that, so in the upcoming split, me, Lyra, who has been a jungler for Dignitas before, and then Kaney, who has been on the same team with me on Africa Freaks before, will be joining Dignitas for the upcoming split. And then what we share in common was that the experience that we spent together and the results that we came out together in 2021 in Africa Freaks was the biggest failures in our careers. And then Lyra and I of course, has been away from duty for a while, and then we were really thinking on how to make up for our mistakes or how to make up for our failure before. And then Kaney has been spending time abroad, not in major regions, and then he has always wanted to make a comeback to major region and showcase his skills again. So I think since all three of our motivations are kind of same, and then we know what we did bad, and then we know what to do better, and then we know what we do good, knowing that beforehand, before the team joins and then starts building up things, I think this is a big merit that we can have for the upcoming split. For ADC, it's gonna be Tomo. Tomo, like since I have been on LCS, not recently, but in my previous years, I have like a lot of players that I know of, and then to them I asked how Tomo was. Of course, like just out to the public, he made to Worlds after being swapped as like a regular member in the 2024 100 Thieves, which already proves that he's capable of a player on making a performance on the international stage. And even for the players that were with him in the league, always said that he has like potentials, he has his laning abilities, and then he just needs like some assistance in getting comfortable on playing on professional stage. So that is something that I can do, teach him and talk with him and discuss with him on how he would perform well on stage. So that's what I liked about Tomo, and then he's also known for hardworking, taking the game serious. And since like Surdy wants to make a debut and then prove that he's ready for LCS. Me, Lyra, Kaney wants to prove that our failure is not the end of our career and that we can do way much better and we can make a comeback. And Tomo also, his performance in 100 Thieves was the core reason why 100 Thieves made to Worlds. But since he will be the only one being swapped, he really wants to prove that he was right and that he is capable of being on a team that makes Worlds. So we all kind of have this type of like vengeance feeling that we want to prove everyone wrong, and then that kind of matches well with my thoughts and the other players' staff's like motivation. So that's why I wanted him on the team as well. And then lastly, it will be Isles. Also, Isles has like a good reputation for hardworking. Probably Isles had the best reputation in terms of hardworking, putting time in solo queue and etc. And then he has been on the league for quite a long time. Meaning that he has like a lot of knowledges, experiences, but it kind of felt like he's still considered as like not a veteran player but a rookie player because he hasn't had that much experience of like leading the game into his own way or leading the game into a way that he thinks is right. But I do consider that he has been very talented, and then if he is given with right directions, he can be the leading role in the team, as like support is a role for that. And then I also think that he has like a lot within himself to prove to the public, and that kind of fits with the other 4 players I have aforementioned. So yeah, I'm really excited to work with and then perform well with this whole roster. And then we share same motivation, we share similar thoughts even before joining LA as a whole team. So I'm 100% sure that we will really synergize well.
So now that LCS is changing entirely to, I think it's the abbreviation for it is LTA. So what are your thoughts on now that you have new competition from the other side, the other America? So what are your overall thoughts on this format change? And yeah.
So basically I don't have like a big opinion on the whole format change because that has something to do with like the business side or creating like a sustainable ecosystem of league scene. So Riot probably has like the right research and the right approach toward how they want to change the competition. So regarding that, I trust Riot to do their job right, and I'm just excited that I have a chance to face the Brazilian league as well, like the fans, because like they are known internationally for being really passionate about like the game going around. And then I'm always like, it's always my pleasure to watch like passionate fans, and then having a chance to play there if we proceed on the further competition is just like would be like a good experience for me. And then other than that, format doesn't matter. At the end, you just want to win it all. Like your goal is to win it all. And then if your goal is to actually like win it all, winning against some teams, losing against some team does not matter. Your goal just has to be the best team within the league, and then your goal should be becoming a level where your team can perform well on international stage. So that will not change due to like format changes. So I don't think there's gonna be like a lot of change, but there will be less chance of making to international stage. So it will be like a harder competition. But since my goal, and then I can guarantee you, since it will be the same for the player's goal to win it all at the end, it won't be much a problem. We'll just do our best to make our team good, and then make our team be ready to face and win against all the good teams there are in the whole entire world, not just in LTA.
Talking a little bit about the domestic competition that you'll have for 2025, FlyQuest and Team Liquid retained their rosters, the same rosters from this year, and with FlyQuest especially performing very well at Worlds, who do you predict the two teams to be your biggest obstacles, or are there any other teams that, okay, maybe they look pretty strong as well?
It doesn't really matter if they're like the big obstacles or not. Even though I think that the players that we will be playing with are all capable of like winning the LTA title, we aren't like a top spending team like FlyQuest or TL, so all rosters we cannot underestimate. So in terms of that, I do not think that there is like a single team in LTA that we can go easy on. We'll just always have to put 100% and then play differently based on the team that we will verse on the upcoming split. So that won't matter. But I would like to think that TL's performance in the Saudi Cup and then their lane swap, completion of the lane swap was like really fantastic. And then the draft or the playstyle that FlyQuest has showed in international stage at Worlds were really inspiring. So it's really good that we have like other good teams within the league, and then the practices and playing versus them on stage will also make Dignitas stronger in the upcoming 2025. So I'm just thrilled, but at the same time, I don't know if it will be the same, but I have yet never lost against my old teammates. TL has impact, and then FlyQuest has inspired. I'll be coming for your neck.
You talked a lot about making it to the international stage, but of course it feels like to some people like a season may be short, for some, depends on your perspective, it may be very long, right? Especially with a fresh team, they may just click right from the beginning. So they might find, teams like Griffin, for example, they might find success almost right away. But I want to comfortably say that most teams have a harder time trying to click together in the beginning. But some teams, of course, eventually find their pace and, kind of live up to a lot of people's expectations, but others just kind of fall apart. There's been countless examples of that. So how do you predict this roster to do, especially in the beginning and I guess towards the middle, but especially in the beginning of the split or the season?
So since I do not have like short career, I have taken both approaches, such as looking long throughout the year and trying to eventually be the winner at the end of the year. And then I have also taken an approach to do well as soon as possible. So within those experiences, what I think is important for the team to succeed is to have both short-term and long-term goals. So if you're just thinking long-term and being leisure and then be fine with like the team improving at a slower pace and then just growing up step by step, it might make the environment or the atmosphere too leisure, and then the players or the staffs might be fine with making like a lot of mistakes. So I don't think like that's like a good environment to have, because like the environment that you create at the beginning of the split is really important, because like that environment, once that good environment, hardworking environment is set, it goes throughout the whole year. So I will try to make the team to click right from the start, and then it will require some some aspects will definitely require like long-term projection, and then on long-term on how to do well on like the advanced parts, but it's just not like one way or the other. You can always like work on the small detail steps that makes a team click right away, and then I'm pretty confident that I know what those are, because during my time on EG, before I joined the team due to like government shutdown, my visa got delayed. The team was around like 7th to 5th place, but as soon as I joined, we actually won the spring split. So I do have confidence on making the team perform right away, like a short period of practice time, so that won't be like that much of a problem. And then other than like short-term, long-term type of things, another important thing is if the team shares like similar motivation. By meaning similar motivation, if you look at every person, each person, everyone has like different ideas or different way of approaching their lifestyle, right? And then what I experienced throughout my career is that there are some people who get motivated just by themselves doing well and the team doing well, and then there are other type of people who gets motivated by winning itself, like seeing the face of the team that they just defeated, feeling that having a feeling that we prepare better and we deserve to win compared to opponent. Like there's also that type of motivation, and then there's no answer to it. So basically, if you're like a head coach of the team, you should be able to motivate your players on both styles based on the situation you have. But what I am feeling at this point is that there, like this your world's copy, like I don't know how to call it in English, but it's like the copy was make them believe, right? And then that's kind of mindset that I think that our players share at this moment. Like I've been introducing like the roster or the staff member at the beginning, like the opening questions of this video. There are a lot of players that wants to prove themselves, and then I also have like a tattoo on my wrist saying "prove you wrong." So I think there are the players that we have are the players that wants to show that we are better than the others, and then we will share like some kind of like similar motivation even from the starting point. So I think we will do well. It's like right now nothing has been proven, and that we didn't even give our first match, so all things are just hypothesis, but I can just feel it that we will do well. And then I just hope we do well from the beginning, because that will be like a big edge, especially from my past experience in LCS. Like I don't know how it will be on the next split, but like in previous years, like there has been like a lot of teams saying spring doesn't matter. Oh, we enter spring, we can just do well in summer, and then we can go to Worlds, and then nothing. We don't really care about spring. But that was like really shitty mindset. And then even though there are teams that doesn't work under that way, there will be teams who will just kind of like trying to kind of feel comfortable just by saying that. So since there are teams that are gonna get behind with that type of mindset, I think us trying to do well from the beginning will give us like a big advantage as a team.
You talked a lot about goals. Do you have a personal one for next year?
So I have like several goals. Like first of all, I don't know if it's gonna be like 100%, but at the end, I never want to lose to my former teammates. That's my personal goal, first of all. So that includes Impact, Inspire, TL like FlyQuest, and then C9 too. There's like Blabber, Vulcan. So personally, I don't want to lose against them. And then if I don't lose against them, that basically means that we are gonna win it all, because probably like TL, C9, FlyQuest are all the teams like contenders for winning the title. So that would also mean my personal goal is winning the LTA title. I honestly want to win all three of them, but at least I need to make Worlds, because like the promise or the talks that I had with my players and then my coaching staff is basically, in order for us to prove a point on all the doubts that we have at this point, we need to make international stage, and then we need to perform well at the international stage. So making Worlds, I don't know how far we can get from Worlds, but I always think that if you make quarterfinals, that already means that your team is good enough, and from that point, based on the preparation that your team does, you can always like aim for a bigger goal or aim for higher place. So that will be that. But at the end of the year, after our whole split ends and then after we finish our last game, I just want all of my players, all of my staff to feel relieved that we showed the world that we proved the points and then we proved everyone wrong.
Once again, thank you for participating or in the filming of the shoot. Lastly, is there anything you want to say to the fans cheering for yourself and Dignitas?
So I don't know if like the company would like what I would say, like Dignitas would like what I say at this point, but I do know Dignitas hasn't felt like a team that's really focused on winning the title for a while now, because I don't know, due to the roster or due to the situations and etc. It didn't feel like Dignitas are interested in being the contender for the title, but it will be different this year. Like my goal, if I were to go on an LCK team or like another LPL team, it would be just joining the top 4 team and winning Worlds. If it was like just like bottom tier team that has low possibility of going to Worlds, I wouldn't even decide to join them. But if I'm to join like LCS or like LEC team, like Western teams, my goal is winning all. And then, if Dignitas didn't feel like a team that were interested in being like a contender of the upcoming split, I wouldn't have joined in the first place. So I hope the fans feel that way too, like feel the same way with me, feeling that this team will now be considered as like a contender for the upcoming split, and all the players are capable of doing so, and all the coaching staff are interested in doing so. I don't know where the rumors came from, and then it's actually like my first time being actually involved in rumors in the LCK off season. But yeah, I'm that type of guy that are in rumors with like top teams in the world. I don't know if it's true or not. I didn't actually like receive any offers from T1, but I am capable. I am that capable. I am that talented, and then that type of person has decided to join Dignitas with the people he trusts. So yeah, just consider us as a contender. Expect us winning, and then just watch us winning, and then be proud of being like a Dignitas fan, just like the old days where Dignitas was good.